どんからの精神が先につぼ絶望。負けのすのく闇よ。暗きの闇のスから追われ。クロスライド。What's up guys, DJ Hansen Period 22 back here again, this time with another deck profile video. And as I promised for like in my previous video, I'll be doing a deck profile of my Phantom Blaster Overlord deck profile. Yes, this is the brand new Phantom Blaster Overlord from the DBTO5 Triumph Return of the Warriors, or is it Heroes? I can't remember the pack name. Pack. And for right now, Phantom Blaster Overlord has gotten a Phantom Blaster Dragon in the D series has gotten a major boost in this pack thanks to Phantom Blaster Overlord and another card I'm going to review later on. So yeah, let's get on to the deck profile, and I'll be showing off in this video. I'll be showing off like the amount of cards I run and some of the combos that you can do with this deck. So let's begin. So for our right line, of course, we start off with the Grade 0 Fubao, the Grade 1 Blaster Javelin, the Grade 2 Blaster Dark, and of course our Grade 3 Phantom Blaster Overlord. So this is our right deck. So nothing much changed except for the Grade 3. Instead of running Phantom Blaster Dragon, we run Phantom Blaster Overlord now. So this is one of the newest cards of the set. So if you don't know what Phantom Blaster Overlord does, its skill is on continuous on Vanguard Circle. If you have Phantom Blaster Dragon in your soul, this unit gets critical +1. And the second skill is when he attacks, retire 2 of your rear guards. Then choose a Blaster Dark from your soul or the drop zone and superior call into a rear guard circle. And if your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, both this unit and Blaster Dark called will get power +10k until the end of the turn. So yes, this is the brand new Phantom Blaster Overlord. Basically, it's a free cost, not really a free, but no counterblast cost to call your Blaster Dark out for a 4th attack, which is pretty nice. So yes, this is the first time, actually not really the first time, the second time Phantom Blaster Overlord has a restanding skill. Not restanding skill, superior call skill. Yeah, there's multi-attack skill. In the V series, he did have one of the exact same skill, but instead of calling just a Blaster Dark, he managed to call a Blaster unit instead. But now in the D series, we're only restricted to Blaster Dark. But the good news is we can call him from the drop zone or from the soul. So you're guaranteed to call it. So yeah, so this is our right line. And the reason why I decided to run Phantom Blaster Overlord in the right deck instead of running in the main deck is because Phantom Blaster Overlord, if you go first on a first turn Grade 3, it's already good enough, because even if you don't have Phantom Blaster Dragon in your soul, if you don't have a crit, you still can pressure your opponent with a 4th attack of the Blaster Dark, because it doesn't really state that you need Phantom Blaster Dragon in the soul anyway. So having the Phantom Blaster Dragon into the soul is a bonus, definitely, but there are ways to put the Phantom Blaster Dragon in the soul, which we will go through later in the main deck. So yeah, this is our right deck. And another reason is that I feel like if you run Phantom Blaster Dragon instead of Phantom Blaster Overlord in the right deck, your deck will be a little slow compared to the other decks. By the time you go into this guy, if let's say your right deck is Phantom Blaster Dragon, you go into Phantom Blaster Overlord, your opponent would have already been at Grade 4, or maybe have Persona right at the turn already, and you couldn't even like survive a turn. So that's the reason why I decided to run Phantom Blaster Overlord in the main deck, in the right deck instead. So yeah, let's move on. So for our Grade 3s, not really much a difference, but we run 3 Phantom Blaster Overlord in the main deck and 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon. So Phantom Blaster Overlord, I already gone through the skill, not gonna go through again, and 3 more in the main deck because for Persona right, and he gives your Blaster Dark even more power in your Persona right on a Persona right turn, which is really good. And then for Phantom Blaster Dragon, the reason why I run 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon is because you don't really need to run that many Phantom Blaster Dragon unless you really do want the 2 crit in your soul. For me, yes, I do want the 2 crit, but if I can get it, I get it. If I can't get it, so be it. I just rely on Phantom Blaster Overlord to have multi attacks instead. So it's up to you whether you want to run 4 Phantom Blaster Dragons to make your crit to get your critical more consistent, but for me, I just want to run 3. So yeah, so that's for the grade 3s. Then for our grade 2s, we run quite a few. So we run 1 more Blaster Dark in the main deck, 4 Darkness Maiden Maha or Macha, whatever you want to call it, in the main deck. And for our brand new grade 2, we run 4 Skull Witch the main. So among the grade 2s, the newest card is Skull Witch the main. So if you don't know what the main does, basically it's on call, continuous effect. During your turn, if your Vanguard is a blaster in name, he gets power plus 5k, so it makes her a 10k attacker, which is pretty good. And the second skill is what makes her really good and gives you the reason why your Phantom Blaster, you can run Phantom Blaster over in your right deck instead. On place, cost Counter Blast 1, choose a card from your hand and put it into your soul, draw 2 cards. So yeah, really good. And the second skill requires you to have a Vanguard that only has the Clan or Shadow Paladin, so you can't run her in like the other Keter Sentry decks, or you can't even run her in Majesty Lord Blaster. So yeah, so this is Skull Witch the main, really strong card, really beautiful as well. Look at the artwork, I really like the artwork, and the reason why they give, and she's a 5k as well. So in premium, unless you want to play a premium Luan, you can actually run her as well, and she gives you an option to put any card into your soul. So you can put a grade 3 into your soul, which props the V series Luan even faster. So that's why we run her. Definitely a 4th in the deck. And the good thing about her is her skill is on place, so it doesn't have to be placed from the hand, placed from the drop zone, anywhere. As long as she's on place, you can just Counter Blast 1, put a card from your hand to your soul, and then draw 2. So Maha not really gonna go through because she's like a 15k beater on call. If you have Persona Right, 25k beater, which is even better, and she can superior call grade 1 from your deck, which is pretty, so not from the deck, from the top 5 cards of the deck. And then one more Blaster Dark. So why I run 1 more Blaster Dark? Well, the reason is because just in case you play against an Eva. Yeah, so the reason why we run one more Blaster Dark in the main deck is because just in case you play against an Eva, because Eva chooses one of your rare cards and bind it, which makes your Blaster Dark unable to come back. So there's a reason why I play 1 more Blaster Dark. And if you want, you can play like maybe one more, so make it like a 3 Blaster Dark deck. But for me, I find 2 is the better. 2 is the just nice number for me. So yeah, that's our grade 2s. Then moving on to our grade 1s. Our grade 1s, we run quite a lot of grade 1s. So we run 2 Blaster Javelin, 3 of this girl from DBTO4, 3 of this girl from DBTO3, 3 Dark Sage Karen, and last but not least, 4 Perfect Guards. So my grade 1, I know my grade 1 ratios are a bit weird, but hear me out. So grade 1s, there's not really any new cards at all. We're still running the same cards, but we do run 2 more Blaster Javelin because 10k boost, why not? And then Perfect Guards is a definite must. Then for this girl, it's because if you have a Blaster Vanguard, you can discard 1 card from your hand, then you can superior call the top 2 cards of your deck in rest, which is pretty good. The rest of, if you don't superior call the cards will be put into the drop zone instead, but so definitely you'll be superior calling as well. Then we have this girl from DBTO3, which lets you choose one of your, on place, you can choose one of your back row rare cards and restand it. So there is a reason why we play her, because you can like restand one of your units that you caught with using her skill. And her skill doesn't only procs when she's on place, she procs when she's discarded from hand as well. And she does discard a card from your hand, so you can use her skill, discard her, then you can superior call 2 units in rest, then use her skill since you discarded her from hand, choose one of your back row rare cards and stand it. So yeah, that's why we run her. Then for Charon was a weird choice for me, because Charon back when she firstly came out, she wasn't really that good until she came out. But Charon now with Skull Witch the main is actually much better, because you can literally like call Charon, rest him, check the top card of your deck. If let's say you reveal a Perfect Guard, you place it, you'll definitely place it back on the top of the deck. Then use call main, column +1, this, so put a card from your soul and draw 2 cards. So you're getting the card that you checked with Charon instead. Charon, where you use his skill. So you can use the Neyman skill, put into the soul, draw 2 cards, and you get another perfect card again. Or you can just use Charon skill, call Rester, and then superior call the top card of your deck, anything, in any way. But, and he combos with Darkness Maiden Maha as well. So let's say you check a trigger, you can like choose it. Okay, and I don't want to call a trigger. You put it back to the top, of the deck. Then you call Maha, sack one of your rear guards, sack him because he's already in rest. Then you can check the top 5 cards of your deck. Superior call Great One. Maybe if you can, you superior call Javelin instead. Then you should shuffle your deck, so you don't lose a trigger just like that. And you can basically, with Charon and Maha, you can like basically set up your perfect field how you want. So that's a great one of the deck. Then lastly for our trigger lineup, it's very simple. We just run 4 Kriegs, 4 fronts, 3 draws, 1 over trigger, and 4 heals. So triggers, same thing, but not. There's actually a new card here. So this is the brand new heal trigger for the DBTO5. So basically the skill is on place on Guardian Circle. If the attacking unit attack twice or more during this turn, she gets a 15k shield, so it's a 25k shield. So yeah, the reason why I run her is because just in case you play against decks like Bastion, Orpheus, or any decks that can like restand rear guards. So she will definitely be a really good card instead. But the reason why we don't run 4 is because we don't really like, because she's a 10k shield, you don't really want to sacrifice the 5k shield as well. And you might never know, you might play against a deck that doesn't really restand units as well, so you lose out on an extra 5k shield. So I would just say playing 2/2 heal triggers is the better choice. Then the over trigger, we run the one that you give your rear guards drive checks, because why not, and because this card is really good. And for critical triggers, honestly speaking, the critical triggers you can run any critical triggers you want. I only have 1 of him, so that's why I decided to run 1 of him and 3 of him. It doesn't matter anyway because they are both 15k shield, and the bad thing about him is a 4k, but he has a skill that after end of the battle, there's the only booster. You can move to soul, choose one of your regular and power plus 2k. So you don't really want to do that because you are losing out on a 15k shield as well. But yeah, we just run it. And the reason why I run fronts is because front triggers, this front trigger has a 20k shield value. I don't want to lose out on a 20k shield value. And we want to power up our Phantom Blaster Overlord turn more, because we do multi-attack. So imagine if you like, after you swung with Phantom Blaster over the superior call Blaster Dark, you superior call Blaster Dark out. The Blaster Dark is already a 25k on board, or maybe if you go first it'll be 15k. So imagine you drive check a front trigger, your whole front row gets 10k. So your opponent will be guarding for more. Yes, it's not a critical trigger, so your opponent will be like, oh, you run fronts, okay, I'm just gonna take damage. But don't forget, I still have 2 more units that haven't attacked you yet. And what happens if my Phantom Blaster Overlord has a Phantom Blaster Dragon in soul with a Krieg? Are you gonna eat that damage, or are you just gonna guard it? And then if I try to up front, my two remaining rear guards power will be really big, so you are forced to take the damage, or you have to guard with a lot of cards. So yeah, that's why I run front. And then the draw triggers, not much to say. 10k shield value. Why wouldn't you run that 10k shield draw trigger value? Yeah, so that's for the triggers, and that's all for the deck profile of my Phantom Blaster Overlord deck. Hope you guys like the deck profile. So I'm just gonna go through some quick combos of the deck, so be right back. Alright guys, so I'm back. So this is one of the combos when you write your first grade 3, maybe if you go first or second. So this is your hand. So what you're gonna do first is obviously you're gonna call her, then discard a card from your hand, discard her, then check the top 2 cards of your deck, superior call them in rest. Then since you discarded her from your hand, you can stand one of your rear guards. So I'm just gonna stand my rear guard Phantom Blaster Overlord. Then of course we have the main. You're gonna use the main skill, pay a cost, counterblast 1, put a Phantom Blaster Dragon into soul, and then draw 2 cards. And then just nice, we drew a Karen, so we can just use move Phantom Blaster Overlord in front. or up to you. You can move front, then call Karen. You Karen skill, rest the top card of your deck, check the top card of your deck. If it's a just like we have a Phantom Blaster Overlord, so we want to get the Phantom Blaster Overlord into the hand, right? So when we just either you want to put it back to your deck or your superior card, up to you. So you can just use a Maha, call her over here, sack away the Charon, then check the top 5 cards of your deck. Then superior call great one, just like we have a Blaster Javelin, just like that, and we're gonna shuffle the deck. Just like that. So in just like 4 cards, we have a perfect field right here. Really nice. So Maha, so this column will be Maha will be like a 25k with a Blaster Javelin boost. Phantom Blaster Overlord, depending on whether you go first or second, he will has a 13k with 2 critical, or maybe 23k with 2 critical. So we're just gonna swing with the main first. The main will be 18k because she gets 5k, so 18k. Then Phantom Blaster Overlord. Or since we have a Vanguard in rest, right? Well, we can also do this. The main will swing. Phantom Blaster Overlord will swing using his skill, retire these 2 Vanguards. Then superior calling the Blaster Dark from the soul. So your main, since you use the main to attack and you haven't boosted yet, your Blaster Dark will have a booster later on. So and then since if let's say your opponent goes, you went first, she doesn't get a 10k, but she's still attacking your opponent with a 2 critical, and your Blaster Dark still will get a 5k. So both these colors will be a 15k guard for both. So let's check the trigger, shall we? First check, second check. Heal trigger anywhere you want to give. You can give like your Maha. This Maha power is like bigger. She's the 35k. 35k can actually hit Majesty Lord Blaster's power, because the Majesty Lord Blaster has a 15k base. So 35k to a Majesty Lord Blaster will be a 25k guard, which is pretty good. So yeah, that's basically the combo. Then you can attack with Blaster Dark and then attack with Maha. So this will be a 15k guard, this will be a 25k guard. So it's pretty big numbers as you can see. So another combo like just now we did just now. So let's say we have a Maha and then we have a critical trigger in rest. So what we will do is the main with the boost will swing. Phantom Blaster Overlord will attack using the Phantom Blaster Overlord skill, retire these 2 Vanguards. Superior calling the Blaster Dark from the soul. And since this Vanguard is in rest anyway, right? Blaster Dark skill, counter blast 1, retire 1 Vanguard, and then during this turn he gets drive check. So just in case, so what's the point of giving him Blaster Dark drive check? Just in case you drive check your Over Trigger, then Blaster Dark will be twin driving on drive check, because your Over Trigger effect gives you the drive check, gives your Regas the drive check ability. So let's say we attack twin drive Over Trigger, give 1 million power to Maha or anybody, up to you. Then draw 1 card, second check. Oh look, a front trigger, so we get even more power. Then Blaster Dark will twin drive because you use his skill and we use the Over Trigger, so Blaster Dark will get a twin drive. You can just twin drive again, heal trigger, whatever. Then your Maha will be swinging for very big power. So yeah, that's basically the combo, one of the few combos of the deck that I found out. Maybe you can figure out your own combos yourself, but yeah. So basically my deck is basically like a full perfect field kind of Phantom Blaster Overlord deck. And meta wise for this deck, I've been seeing it quite a lot in the current top deck builds, top decks in Japan. I see quite a few Phantom Blaster Overlord, which is really surprising, even more than Majesty Lord Blaster and Dragonic Overlord D. So this already shows you that among the 3, Phantom Blaster Overlord might be the best among the 3. Some people would like to defend that Majesty Lord Blaster might be the best, because Majesty Lord has a 15k base, and he's on turn 3 card as well, like Phantom Blaster Overlord, because you just write Majesty Lord Blaster and then just call a Blaster Dark and Blaster Blade into soul, then you just rush your opponent. Yes, that is true, but do remember one thing: Majesty Lord Blaster does not have any power gains other than the plus 2k. So if you're playing Majesty Lord Blaster and you want your Regas to hit even more power, you have to Persona right every single turn, and then make sure you have like Blaster Dark on your rearguard circle, so they can move to the soul and get a drive plus 1, which is actually not really that consistent in my opinion. So basically if you're an MLB player and you don't have Blaster Dart on your hand or Rearguard Circle, you're basically a 15k vanilla. Yes, like I said it, 15k vanilla with Twin Drive, so, and you don't get power. Unlike Phantom Blaster Overlord that gives you himself and the Blaster Dart the plus 10k power, and he doesn't have any counter blast. You can just retire 2 Rearguards and then boom, Superior Call, free Blaster Dart for free, and then both units will gain 10k power. So yeah, so that's my opinion on Majesty Lord Blaster and Phantom Blaster Overlord. Against Dragonic Overlord the end, Dragonic Overlord the end is good, but it's not as fast as Phantom Blaster Overlord, because don't forget, Dragonic Overlord the end you still need to play the original Dragonic Overlord, which is very, very slow. So by the time if let's say you're playing against a Dragonic Overlord at the end, if you go first, by the time he writes a Dragonic Overlord, you already rushed him with Phantom Blaster Overlord on turn 3. Then next turn just Persona right and try to finish the game. He most likely will not survive. If he does survive, good for him. Then he have his Dragonic Overlord the end turn. Then next turn, if you have another Phantom Blaster Overlord, just Persona right him and just finish the game right here and there. So yeah, so that's all for that's my deck profile for the Phantom Blaster Overlord deck. Overall, I love this deck a lot. I have no regrets making this deck. A lot of people were saying like, oh, the encounter cards are pretty underpowered, and they might not be able to fight the Great Force. That's not true. For me, I find that statement untrue. Yes, Great Force are still the best thing of Vanguard now, but that doesn't mean that this deck, the 3 encounter decks are unable to fight against them. Especially this guy. This guy I find has the most potential to actually like pressure them or give them a run for their money. So yeah, it's up to you whether you want to believe me or not. But that's my opinion. This is my opinion of a person who played this deck against like Great 4 decks or anything. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed my deck profile of my Phantom Blaster Overlord deck. Comments down below. Please do comment down below whether or should I improve on anything. I would love to hear your comments down below. Whether if you agree with me or not. So yeah, please do comment down in the comments below. And don't forget guys, I have social media right now. You can follow my social links down in the description box below or in the video video later on. You will see the links down below. So yeah. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Undisputed 22 signing off.